Hello, everyone. Thanks, the Dean, for still such kind of introduction. It is a great honor for me to be here to give the talk, give the lecture, share my work, my thought, also my philosophy and my working, life and so on. My lecture, the title is going to be Root and Innovation. The talk is going to be focused on the few of my recent work to present my design philosophy, architecture of nature. And also I generated some image of the material structural proposition to explain how my design philosophy gets translated into the different tectonic terrain. So this is maybe the in general, talk. So let's begin with the one significant exhibition, recent architecture from China took place in 2021 in MoMA. And this exhibition deeply discovered the new generation of Chinese architects trying to find new way to approach the contemporary architecture with rich the material culture of traditional of China. Their work not only contemporary, but also deeply rooted into the Chinese traditional, the cultural background. Why doesn't the traditional Chinese cultural background so meaningful for the Chinese architecture? Why we cannot escape from the history of the past? Does the history inspire our imagination for the future? Maybe let's talk a little bit about the cultural background. This is like a typical Chinese landscape painting done by Gao Kegong. Is in Yuan Dynasty. So what we can learn through this painting, the one is natural attitudes. If you look at this painting, you're going to be filled. The whole composition of the landscape painting is somehow dominated by nature, right? We do have artificial things. You can see this small house is located somehow really small scale, right? Hiding inside of nature. If you closely discover, you also find two people or few people, human beings running around the farmland or creek. So that's showing somehow, reflecting very strong Chinese natural philosophy, which is nature always important for the people's life. The second is I call the abstract, and also it's more sort of, like it's not very, represent the nature or scenery and so on. They try to, carry on or convey artist the art concept. For example, in China, there's no professional like artists, right? It's they call the literate or called scholar. So basically, they can do basically paintings, calligraphy, writing, everything. So they never sit down from the mountain to sketch of the scenery. They would like to walking through, spend months inside, nature. For example, it's really hard to tell this mountain where located. Is it Yellow Mountain or Tai, whatever. You feel somehow abstract. They traveling. They try to catch up the experience and then they back to home to use the brush to quick to draw. But it's not to represent nature scenery, but they want to convey their, like mental state. So I think that's make this drawing also sort of abstract. I think this is easy to dialogue today's architecture or the, contemporary art and so on. The last one, I do inspired a lot by this painting. I call it incomplete integrity. If you look at the whole painting composition, it's a lot of, like a living blank, right? Emptiness. But this is somehow to welcoming the viewer to imagine it, right? They provide unlimited room for your imagination. In other way, the artist would like to invite viewer to finish the painting together, and then thus make this work timeless, right? The different people have different imagination, different thought. When we see this painting, it's gorgeous. And also the beautiful title, they call the mountain after rain. And then the painting somehow to deal with dynamic weather, right? After rain, foggy, and, I think that's going to be, painting composition, they're showing the incomplete, and then they leave the room for the people. And I do inspired by this painting a lot. So, but what is architecture? Architecture is art, and this is my sketch. I just try to, catch up to, go to the origin of the architecture. For example, between the heaven and the earth, architecture somehow sitting there. The roof deal with the sky, right? It protect from rain and sun. But the earthwork is the deal with gravity, deal with the people's the survival room. I think this is architecture, right? Roof work, earthwork, and then somehow they deal with whole nature. They sitting between the heaven and earth. I consider this art. This is land art, but it's not like a painting, cave painting, or Titan, or even primitive people, dancing or singing around the Titan or campfire. The difference, right? In the beginning, those like a cave painting, dancing, music, everything is related to the the protection from the heaven, or they associate the spirit. But architecture, when they very moment at the beginning, architecture, the Brown, they build for the people's perception. Like people's, we do have five senses, right? They build for the people, but they build in the nature. I think this going to carry out some, the very interesting thought. When we're tracing history further back, the nature of architecture became more evident. From the moment architecture was born, it was built for people, and also was constructed in nature with gravity, the wind, sun, water, and so on. Now, architecture is art, but it's not just visual art. Architecture is art of associates the material construction, spatial, and also human experience and perception. I think this is a beautiful people right now. If we think about today's urbanization, most of the landmark architecture sounds like not built for people, right? They ignore the people's sense. They build a huge scale, and they start to lose the origin of the architecture thought. So this early last year, I have a solo exhibition. I select 6 recent my project. Today I'm going to present, and just want to present my design philosophy, architecture of nature. The architecture of nature explore the origin of architecture and the relationship between the architecture, nature, and humanity. Nature is not for the poetic, for the building culture, but also rethink about what is fundamental nature for the architecture. The dual paths of architecture, nature, rootedness and creativity. Rootedness not only require the comprehending past nature of past thing, but more importantly, they require comprehending present nature of the past thing. It's Heidegger view. The history is a start point today cannot escape. It's not just the past era, but it's the essence still hidden in today's world. I believe if architectural work do not have the rootedness of a historical continent, it is equivalent to have no vacuum in the universe and able to break open the existing architecture ideology system and unable to be corrected. So I just try to emphasize actually the power for creativity is not drop from the heaven, sky. Actually, they somehow to hiding inside or the history. The 5 points of architecture nature: seating posture, 2nd, structure and form, 3, sponge architecture, 4, cave nest, 5, incomplete integrity. The above 5 points is not from the perspective of construction or technology, but from the cultural point of view to review the consanguinity between tradition culture and the contemporary architecture innovation. So architecture, of nature is aims to create a tension between tradition and innovation. So this is what I want to show for the project, Imperial Kiln Museum located in Jiangxi Province, Jingdezhen. The Jingdezhen used to be Persian capital in the world during the Ming and the Qing dynasty. They export huge amount of porcelain to the Europe, to the almost everywhere. Even today, we can, a lot of, the museum showing the porcelain is somehow from Jingdezhen. But Jingdezhen used to be like this. Surround the mountain, water, special wood, special clay. This is make this place can be making porcelain. A lot of people migrate to this city, just build brick kiln, making the porcelain. And then this is in the beginning, like Song Dynasty, you can see this is a very thin porcelain like a paper, a color like jade. It's beautiful. Definitely it's earlier than Chinese roots, right? Chai Ru Junge Ding is the significant porcelain in Chinese history. But in earlier stage, Jingdezhen is produced similar, the porcelain called the bluish, the porcelain. Later on, they also produced during the Yuan dynasty, Lan Qinghua, right? This is blue-white. So if you walk into the city, it's a small alley to provide a shade and then bring you to the whole vertical courtyard typology for the housing. But most important, I call this is a city seal, urban seal. When the whole Jingdezhen city developed around a kiln development. This is a brick kiln. They built kiln making the porcelain. Also, they built workshop adjacent housing. They became to the composition. Right? City start from one kiln composition to another. In between, they infill residential, commercial, and so on. So this became to the Jingdezhen, the tradition. You cannot escape. Even like this kiln, the winter very cold Jingdezhen, summer is hot, but sometimes like snow season, the school going to move to this area. They take advantage from the kiln, and they became to the social place. And then when I started to work on the initial concept, I was shocked when I discovered there's a lot of the workmen, craftsmen they rebuilt the traditional brick kiln like this. This is for my style, only maybe 30 meters away, and they start to restore the brick kiln. You can see they built this kiln so thin, just one layer the brick they built without scaffolding. So this video showing how they smartly to transform the complicated the double curve the form into the single curvature, right? One layer the brick, they're going to be the single, right? It's a single curve. So they use finger to control the brick. 1 inch larger or smaller. And then they form to the quite interesting, like a egg shape, like shell shape. Right? Even today with my work on computer, complicated double curving form, as we also cutting the million of the cross, section. Similar when they making this cube, another tradition or their culture to build, use recycled brick to build their housing, urban, everything. Because the brick cube, they have to demolish it, once a year or maximum 1.5 a year because the demo, the requirement. So after they demolish this brick, became to their material. So back to our project, the green zone is the archaeology site for the Imperial Porcelain Factory, start from Ming Dynasty. And right now it's like ruin. Adjacent, this area is the site. They used to be occupied by the like a 5-story brick building done by after in 1949. This is also like a fire station right now. Fire station have to relocate outside of the city. We're going to build archaeology museum, which is the Imperial Cube Museum. So the initial sketch to show you what I'm about, I really want to make rootedness, right? Is to bring their most important things into the contemporary architecture. If we ask where this person came from, first it must be see I come from brick cube, people, I think around the cube, the form, material, people's daily life, they have relationship. I call it blood relationship. The person, they must be staying under this room is feel comfortable. So this is an initial sketch. And then another sketch showing how I studied about like the architecture became more smart and how we, what I said, the seating posture, right? How I oriented this many walls. For example, they bring the summer wind from the south to north to create a venturnal, but solid wall facing east and west to block the sun and so on. So this is my ink sketch to showing how I try to catch up the sense of a tropical city. It's not the north, not the desert. It's a kind of a soft. So this is the concept we are showing to, you can feel the incomplete integrity, right? This form is incomplete. Like a matrix, more than a half dozen brick cube, they also misalignment layout. So for example, if you look at this zigzag shape, you're going to think about my architecture of nature, the incomplete integrity, and also showing somehow the seating, the posture, the idea. So this model is so important for us to develop, to give some confidence we can realize this such complicated architecture. Since if you close look at each brick cube, the cube is a different curvature, different scale. Even one, right? If you look at this one, the bigger, smaller, this is always changing. Architecture has to be system, or you cannot be built. Architecture is not a big scale of sculpture. This is also criticized today. A lot of architecture is enlarged sculpture. No, architecture has to be in system, has to be goes through the simple construction, the process. This study model and not allow my students or my team to use 3D print. This is a making by hand, a single cutter. As long as we can build this model, and then we can build real architecture. So if you look at this detail showing we follow the break, the break vertical crossing layout. and then you can transform the double curving to the single curving. Taking advantage, I explained the program. For example, this is like a main entrance from the open field Imperial Factory ruin site. This part is in the front, is for the tea, book, cafe. And then this is for the lecture hall. They sit in front because sometimes museum closed, they can open to the public. People going to flow to the big foyer here. And then you from interior go to the half, semi, actually this open wall, integrate with existing archaeology site. And then you go interior again. From here, you go down, and then you're going to penetrate back to here. This is the main entrance. This is a temporary exhibition, go to here. People go down, and then this is a temporary exhibition, very simple geometry, but they have the door. Can be open, connect, also they can be independent. This office entrance from this cube. And then this loading, a small truck can be back into the cube, and then you unload. So in general, this is have a even more complicated program, but you have to really organize into the very specific to let people feel makes sense, right? The people, when people approach your architecture, they can feel the openness, they can feel the public welcoming. So this is the model we keep doing enlarge to make sure our construction going to be what we really want. So this also the some model, definitely is not the process model. This is like a piece of art. I made some porcelain, the art model for the MoMA for their collection. So this is set plan. You can see in general, some water is going to generate how people to approach, right? People go underneath here and then walk on the grill, the floor, and then you pass into, the water, bamboo beyond. The sense of Jiangxi, the kind of the image, construction. And then after I collect, the break, recycle those kind of break. We start to work on construction, and then the one image showing how we work with local the contractor to invent very smart, changeable scaffolding. The scaffolding have a track. They can readjust piece by piece, which is built, one by one. So this is once again, this is a bird view, and then how this actor really, seeding into the complicated urban fabric, right? They start to like this, incomplete the form to dialogue, surrounding housing, and then like what I said, bring the wind into the linear mold becomes the wind tunnel and so on. And then you also can, when you approach this building, it's a kind of a modest, the lame prong, the sort of a sunken here. And most of the program is going to push into the basement level. So you can feel it's a kind of a landscape, like land art, what I talked before. And then you're going to, close up to see the very rough texture, the recycle those material, and then with silence, peaceful, the water, stone, and so on. So beyond also have the big factory, the chimney is here. You can show the big arch dialogue with the factory, and then when you're close to the museum, you're going to listen. You can hear the water sounds, and the stone somehow underneath the water, more like a group of fish swimming. So this is a kind of a poetic, the atmosphere. You have to really create things. Beautiful porcelain always give us a kind of refine the piece of art. And then you feel the contrast, the rough, the break, the vault, and the water beyond bamboo. So people going to follow this, going to your museum. You feel very welcoming and also feel attracted by the design, the materials, right? The texture. This is showing somehow tectonic idea, how we carving the things vault. You have to, the structure has like this, right? When you're carving the horizontal, you have to big beam to support. Actually, this is horizontal car inside is beautiful lecture hall like this, definitely much deeper. But for example, if I'm today's talking is really boring, and then you can have the window, right? You see the beautiful, the water beyond board and people's food, whatever. So this is showing, architecture, tectonic material. Once again, here you can see this is a tea house, semi-outdoor tea house. People can see, and then you can walk out. When you walk into the foyer, you somehow, to enclose, your body can feel, to then enclose a certain space, right? It's not very big scale. Most of the museum, like porcelain museum, I consider this is not built for the small porcelain. They built for the aircraft. In Jingdezhen, there's another porcelain museum, huge, grand space, darker space. On the aircraft, maybe it's good for the exhibit, but not built for porcelain. I emphasize consanguinity between people, porcelain, and architecture form. So I think this form going to give you, even you're not showing porcelain exhibit here, people can also get a sense about this is a porcelain museum. And then you're going to see how, we distribute the people to, for example, this is a major, right? This is a major, the circulation you're going to see, and then this bring you to the cafe, bookstore, and then into the another way have, three arch have the different scale. For example, this is also not bring people into the lecture hall. So, and then through the difference of lightness, people can feel where I'm going. So the architecture is not to try to, go exhibition, go coffee, go downstairs, toilet, whatever. But you have to create a sense of orientation, light, spatial, and then easier or difficult, for example. And also you can feel the contrast, right? You can feel the contrast, this is glass case. I push very hard. I designed this glass case by myself. Also in the presentation, exhibition, in the showing also designed by myself. I try to control, how I, make this museum really have the, integrated together, right? When you from the interior work the semi-outdoor, it's beautiful. It's not just the indoor. The person never fear about humanity. This is not an art museum, not a painting, right? They can exposure to the outside. So this is like a second gallery you're going to see. And then you also can, walk down to the ruin side. This is after our construction. I totally changed the design to somehow to fit this specific location. So this is a dialogue with like an amphitheater this way, the ruin here. When you sit down here, you can see people in that, and also people facing each other became to the really important spot of the museum. That's make this museum deeply anchored to the the specific site. And then the material, brick, concrete, glass. Very straightforward. You can see the level change, like music. When people walk inside, wandering inside the museum, you can go up and down. But this is a level change. It's not the, by the architect. Actually, this is the Ming Dynasty, the ruin, they somehow lower than the current urban the level. So, and then you back to the museum again, you can take this, kind of a comfortable, slow concrete stair to the basement level. But in the end, you always see the light. You always see the courtyard. The courtyard have the bamboo and also huge roof overhead. People can walking around to see the museum people restore it, the broken the person and so on. That's part of the exhibition program. And then you back again, you can see how I can, we organize the glass case into this special architectural form, right? If you go inside of the downstairs, you feel the spatial more like a fish bathing. And then fish bone, you can see the glass case organized angled, the freestanding, the fish bone inside the fish belly. Talking about another relationship. And also, if you think about the person, they're not like painting, not most of the museum, when the exhibit person against the wall, you only see the one side. But the person, they need to see the 300 degree. Right, bottom very important, always showing which year going to be, this person going to be here. And then you can walk around natural light. The person has to be to see under the natural light. It's not artificial light. I have been so many museums. I disappoint most of them thinks the light, artificial light, too strong, going to be, you're going to be miss a lot of detail. So you can see this glass case, everything, even is transparent. Many courtyard in the different scale. You can, see the tea house upstairs and another courtyards showing what we excavated, a lot of foundation, column, like Ming Dynasty. So this is the detail, the courtyard again. And then this is the point, is the people and the permanent, the exhibition. You're going to see one stair, but half stair. In this room, you never saw the whole stair, always half behind this wall. So that can create a mystery, create people going to wondering, and take this stair up to see what's going on. Actually, you're going to see the light. You see the stair turn to another way, the beautiful shadow, light always changing concrete, the misery, recycled brick wall. The people always touch. I'm talking about 5 cents people, right? The people used to maybe 11 cents even, the cents. Right now we became to 5 cents. Even 5 cents, we much more rely on visual. But architecture really against. Architecture is not only visual. Architecture associates people's perception. So you have to use material, light, and structural, everything, dark, the light. Everything is changed, and then the architecture is going to be that people feel comfortable stay to explore like this. And then you continue go up, you're going to back where you begin, the foyer. Right? This is the whole, you also from the foyer to see another small lobby in front of a lecture hall. And then this is a lecture hall. This is what I'm talking about, the horizontal cut. You can see through. This is actually is outdoor urban level ground. The peaceful water is somewhere here. And then when people occupy it, you also you see the lecture or take meeting, but you at the same moment horizontal one side, vertical another side. The vertical line, horizontal line display in this museum a lot of detail. This shadow always change too. And then this is like a tea house. You can pass the courtyard water, you see the people in and out from the entrance. And then when you walk into this tea house, you read what's blocked. And then they attract you to sit down on the floor. And then you see through that horizontal color, like scroll painting. You see beyond. Why here? First of all, we block the sun west. Jingdezhen is extremely hot in the summer. And but this is one way. When you sit down, you see through. The ruin or archaeology side always talking about Earth, and then you can focus on that. Actually, beyond is ruin. You're going to focus, and also at the same moment when you're sitting here, the wind is going to concentrate. You feel comfortable. During the construction, the worker, the gnome take a nap always inside of this brick wall. You feel really comfortable, micro weather to make this museum. You can see this is showing how the wind can be concentrated. The one thing is I'm really proud of it for this museum, 10,000. But summer, most of the time, they never use air conditioning. This is not only the ventilate, because they shade. And also this is the reason my 5-point cave nest. Some part you have to really dark, enclosed, that people can choose which part they're going to stay. This is like a short view. Right now I'm working on the video to present the Venice Biennial. I'm going too quick to talk the rest of the project. I think the first project I want to present my design philosophy. This is what the current under construction one is Material Ruin Museum and Observatory. The Brett, you gave the critique, right? During the year review. This is the Material Ruin is located in the Gansu province, really far northwest part of China. This is totally different climate geography with Jingdezhen. Jingdezhen is tropical. Here is a kind of Lewis Plateau, and along with the Yellow River, and it is belong to the ancient settlement in Chinese civilization. And in 1920, in 1924, the Swedish archaeologist John Anderson discovered this ruin, located in Majiayou, not too far from Majiayou village. And then along with a huge amount of the print, the pottery vessel was discovered, and this has been proved the most important civilization in Chinese history in Stone Age. We call Majiayou culture. This is showing in 1924. This photo took by the John Anderson, the group people. So this is my sketch. It's somehow. Our program is going to adjacent to the ruin site, and then cross the canyon, build observatory on the Lewis Plateau top, and then the ruin museum. If you look at the section, right, this is a local, just beyond this mountain, but most of the Lewis Plateau is a ruin museum somewhere here. So this is somehow to showing this triangle ruin site, museum, and observatory. So this is our model and section to show how geography going to, to showing the wisdom, the pyramid, early people. For example, the ruin is here. It's they bake against the mountain facing south, and also not too far from the river. And definitely it's not very close to the river. River going to be flat. So this is also showing the sitting posture. For the observatory, in the beginning, I just want to doing some just hiding underneath this Lewis Plateau. Yellow soil is not like Jingdezhen rock, water. Here is clay. It's easy to cover out. So this idea somehow just making this the observatory hiding underneath the earth, and above only feel hot, right? It's kind of the represent early construction, the idea. The whole design is people going to take this ramp go underneath. Definitely you also can standing on top to look across the canyon to see the ruin, to see the museum and so on. And this is showing the plan. Actually, is underneath for the construction. And I'm going to try very different way in order to protect this very weak, the clay, the boundary and the landscape. I just dig a hole in the center and then carve out to the three sides. More tunnel and create a tunnel in order to very minimum impact this landscape and the earth. So the scale, you can see the big scale, right? The model we always build. We really rely on the model to develop in general design. So this is for the Ruin Museum. That's also showing the cave and the nice idea. Like a big shell is protect from the west and the north. They somehow enclose the whole museum. You can see this is a big shell here. And then there's some, interesting, very light. The structure is create a kind of a nest from cave nest. They go to bring together. In the northwest part of China, a lot of cave building. They hang on the cliff and then they build a wood structure on front. I think this is so smartly. This is not only for the technical issue, this sort of a sustainable idea, right? The nest so sensitive about light, temperature, cave always stay, and then they bring together. I think obviously it's most of great architecture always have this kind of a cave nest, the spatial character. And then her whole building just somehow also lay prone into the sunken place. And then you bring, you're walking down and then take a run, go inside. Just one run, almost no stair except the emergency. One run carry the people walking through the whole thing, and then they concentrate back. One bridge bringing directly to the ruin side. You can see here. You're going to the run go inside in and out, and then you concentrate. The beyond is the ruin side. So this is somehow we talking about architecture is like music, right? Like the people have to was attract, wondering, the experience related to the time, space, light, and everything. Once again, this museum also try to catch up the sense of, architecture. You can see this is a ground level and the lower level, right? Very simple. You can see the one run carry out into the whole museum. You can never stop. This is a section showing much more. You can see this run in the different level. But this whole building looks like very complicated, maybe more like a cube museum. I just showed the brick museum. You feel very complicated, but actually very simple. You're making the fragment, form based on the geometry. It's not a free form. It's still based on the piece of shell is part of the sphere kind of things in order to make it easy to construction. And then you can see the things local have a lot of cave, right? Mountain. So you feel this is a cave kind of atmosphere. Like people do feel this is in Gansu province, Majiayao. It's not somewhere else. This is what we did, the construction side. It's big shell going to be protect the big, the snow, wind. So they showing the layer. The concrete is made by local. Things local have the big river called Tao River. They produce the stone ink. It's one of the, very famous stone ink. They have a small pebble. And then we use this also to making the horizontal more like a local river. If you look at their plateau, Louis Plateau, this horizontal, the water, more like the print on the cliff. So this museum also try to breed primitive kind of feeling. You feel very raw construction. Right, it's going to be complete. The museum is going to be complete by this summer. Right now, in the cold season, they're going to start maybe mid of March to resume the construction. So this is somehow to sunken into this lower place. This is going to be observatory in the future. Another project back to the tropical area, Jingdezhen again, but this is a suburbia Jingdezhen. We break, kill, go to another part. But this is located inside of the valley. This is a government try to make big grand conference center, but I suggest probably we call it conference camp. It's relaxed, right? And why you make a huge black box, and you can see in China built almost every city have big, huge convention center, almost the same. Exterior different. Once you walk in, you don't know where it's Shanghai, Hangzhou, or Beijing. The same. But here, you really want to make like village settlement, somehow to this is my earlier sketch showing how I less to doing the the soil or mountain, somehow integrate more like a village settlement, and then different scale conference hotel going to locate in the different location. This is one idea. Another idea associates structure. I always feel like my 5-point mention structure and form. I strongly believe great architecture always shows the structure. Structure, artistic inspiration going to be architectural form. So in order to, this construction is so quick, I just invent one single structure, right? Long spin, the earth upside down, two end is the shape wall. And then piece by piece, going to deal with this slope of the mountain. So you never care about how the level change. You just build one to another. And then once again, fragment form is going to be really flexible. Not only provide intimate scale, but also they create a sponge. The whole building, the light can be concentrated. And then some part is outdoor, some part indoor, most of part in between. So this is like a camp idea. People, the meeting inside also, they also meeting under the roof. Under the, you can see this arch play upside down. Actually, just one idea, carry out whole design. I think that's use very simplicity to achieve the complexity. It's not turned another way. The most of occur, this time, a lot of architecture, you feel so complicated. But once you walk in, you feel nothing. You feel not built for the people. The people hard to feel. This is a waste of energy, very complicated construction, never have good quality. Not only construction quality. I feel people you have to really understand based on. So you can see this is one structure, right? And then deal with, in between they have the gap, bring the light, bring the wind to concentrate, and then a lot of corridor, and there is a lot of rain, a lot in Jingdezhen. You can see this is actually, it's really a simple solution, but this is a more material and structural idea. Just one concrete, structure to deal whole thing. This is a component of a hotel. You can see this is a lot of, room, small room is here. And the terrace is somehow to integrate, complicate the mountain. A conference, the big, roof, some also reflecting the local, the Chinese traditional architecture. The roof always go to this way, and then huge overhead create semi-outdoor place. This is quite interesting for the people hands-on. Things rain a lot, you protect from sun and rain, and then you can your meeting social can take this kind of a place, and then once you walk in, you also have the foyer. You go to the bigger conference. This is the biggest conference. You feel the skylight, and then large window can be enclosed, can be open. You're going to see the beyond landscape. This is the middle size of the conference. You can see how this building sensitively sitting in the existing condition. The landscape very close, but not touched. The people's view is solid, but you feel boring, you can see upstairs landscape. Light always change. Small conference room as well. So hotel. And another one is a cultural center in Shandong province. This is more like I really try to push the concrete roof into the limit, and more like a tent structure, like a pinwheel, just like thinks the center is built middle of nowhere. You feel nothing, right? We're boring generic surrounding, and but you have to make an enclosed courtyard just with the roof. And also local built the structure is quite interesting. This is local housing. Wood roof, the stone wall, maybe either roof, wood structure, and then large stone local. So this is like a pinwheel. I really want to make concrete tent instead of a very rich building. So you can see this is an exhibition center. They call it art center. Art center means actually meaningless. Once they call art center means there's no specific program and they can do everything. Definitely right now is not temporary. I push very hard to organize a lot of contemporary artists to here. They always install. Right now became real art center or going to be maybe showroom, I don't know, in the future. And then this is concrete to create a tension floor and roof work, earth work is kind of the design language approach. You can see concrete, small window. This window that associates the people body. The window can watch, also can see. Even this is like moon window, coffee standing here, the bench beyond, whatever. It's somehow to let people feel they can really enjoy this building. Last project is also associates roof work and earthwork, landscape, roofscape. So Dali, I was invited by her, Yang Liping, who is a folk dancer. She spent most of her life to rediscover the local dancing sound. She made a huge contribution for doing that. I think he is the figure and the people. But this is her hometown. He wants to build one theater. When she approached me, he said, just a black box. That's it. I said, okay, give you the black box, also give you another one. You can buy one, get another one free. So this is definitely study is beautiful, right? Very high altitude. This is almost like 2,800 meters high. This mountain called, this mountain is really tall. It's more than 4,000 meters tall. And then they enclose like this shape. The inside is a huge lake. They call ocean. So look at that. You feel you very close to heaven, cloud, and then when you're standing, on the top of the hill, you can see side somewhere in between the old town to the ocean, to their lake side. So this is my sketch. It's showing somehow it's a cave nest, and the cave is the theater, and then amphitheater, and the roof above, roof underneath, yin yang, to deal with the Pacific, the location things in Dali, the people, singing, dancing outdoor. They never care about their construction, the quality. No wall is straight, no roof is horizontal. Only the one thing is precise, just the mountain when they meet the lake. So that's horizon line is the start point. I want to catch up this line, build above, underneath, and then enclose the theater, amphitheater. So you feel the yin yang always top, underneath, and then the outdoor, indoor. So this is somehow the idea. This is my sketch. It's showing how the mountain. When I stand in the old town, I look at mountain like this. I feel so dominant. This is our final approach, the schematic level model. You can see the theater here, the theater here. The roof, people also can go on. And also work with Yang Liping to create her show. Her show not only performance inside the theater, actually start from this landscape outside, and then people flow inside, flow back. So sometime, for example, on the up, sometime underneath, the most like a rehearsal, the theater push into the earth. Above is more like landscape. This is a typical situation you can see. This is an indoor, outdoor. Sometimes this door sliding can be totally open. This is a stage, two theater dialogue each other. So this is what we really want to achieve. You can see a lot of program, rehearsal room, and many things have to hiding under the earth. This is after build. This is like a roof scale, and also this is a steel structure. This is probably this is only one I done the steel structure, but definitely I still evaluate if I made the right decision making or not. And this is like a real nest. The things Yang Liping, she and I work on all the time. Both people's shoulder have two birds. Sometimes bird, have some dirty on it, So people like bird, local, and then will come when to concentrate. Bird can really build their nest. Hopefully not a snake. Hopefully, okay. That's going to scare the people. But this is local. It's just a kind of really natural. Welcome everybody to Godali. It's a kind of a special, far southwest, beautiful, always like a sort of a, like the high latitude area. So you can see this is the roof. This also have tea house somewhere here. Wow, that's exactly, I control the time, 1 hour. So this is probably end of my presentation. I'm just trying to emphasize what I try to achieve. Okay, I really want to go back to understanding what is architecture. Build for. Right now we start to lose the sense. The people no longer focus on the architecture itself. Talk many things. Maybe many schools as well, calling those things nothing, just not talking about architecture itself. I think we need to refocus on that. And also architecture is a different art. They work closely with music, but they associate people's sense, humans' perception. They relate to the time, spatial people. It's not built for I don't know, I always call that architecture, it's not real architecture. I call the theme park work. It's played for, but actually meaningless. But we have to really rethinking what is the architecture means. Architecture is art, I do believe, but architecture is not only visual art. It's associates feeling, spatial, If I try to summarize my work, it's always deal with roof floor, earthwork, roofscape, landscape, and then sculptural and sculptural, structural and sculptural. Maybe this is I really try to push architecture, still stay in the fundamental, but into the very innovation direction. That's end of my talking. Thank you.